are very lucky. We're honoured this evening to have Gerard Pique with us in the studio. And we're going to kick off by talking about international football, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's great.
Now, listen, before we talk about the current international scene and this summer's Euros, let's discuss your incredible national side. You, of course, won the World Cup in 2010, the Euros 2 years later, and that's off the back of your teammates winning in 2008. Is that Spanish side, is that the greatest ever international team, do you think?
I don't know. It's really difficult to think about it because I didn't see any national team in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 60s. It's true that we won a lot, but obviously when you compare to the Brazil, there are a lot of great national teams in the history. It's true that at that time we were the best, and it's because it was not about individuals, it was about being a team. We had an incredible amount of talent. I was doing an interview this morning, and if you start to really mention all the players that we had at that time in the midfield, for example, we had Xabi Alonso, we had Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta, Silva, Mata, and I'm missing someone else. And Cesc Fabregas. So at the same time, in the same team, you had this amount of talent, 7 players that they were, starting in any team in the world, and you had all of them in the same national team, in the same generation. And this, I think, it was the key. And none of them was like more than the others. It wasn't about, I'm the one. No. All of them thinking for the team. And this is what brings us to win 3 titles in a row, 2008, 10, and 12.
You know, when you look at that Spanish team and you mentioned the midfield there, I don't think there's been a better midfield than Busquets, Iniesta and Xavi. You obviously played with these guys at Barcelona as well. I mean, did that help the relationship when it went to national team? Because you're with these guys every single day.
No, for sure. Yeah, and you have all the mechanism. You have the way that you play in Barca at the time, we played the same in Spain. It's true that, for example, when we won the World Cup and then the Euros in 2012, that I remember that at that time Mourinho arrived to Real Madrid, there was a moment where the relationship was kind of tense, like difficult between Barcelona and Madrid, and the national team at that time, I think, was 80% of the players from Barcelona or Madrid. And for a period of time, 2011, before the Euros, it was difficult to manage that. But at the end of the day, you have to think for the team, and the best thing we could do is to work together. We forgot about what was happening in our clubs, and we won again the Euros in 2012. And I think we were like very professional at the time, because the easy thing was to really, in the national team, to bring all the trouble of the situation in the clubs, and we didn't do that.
One of those players was Sergio Ramos, who you'd have played alongside many a time. Fair to say you weren't the best of friends off the pitch?
Well, I think that when I started in the national team, I played with Puyol, and Sergio Ramos was playing in the right back. And with Puyol, I felt that we were, the best couple at the time. We played together at Barca, and then in the national team, it's true that Puyol started to have injuries in the knee, and then he couldn't play anymore. And then Sergio came to play centre back with me. And really, I think that we did we were a very good couple playing in the center defense of the national team, and I think that we brought Spain to win on 2012. It's very incredible to think about it, but Spain at that time, the World Cup on 2010, if you see the whole team, you can say it's a very offensive team, because all the players that I mentioned to you in the midfield, but then we had Fernando Torres, we had Villa. The strikers were very cool also. But all the games that we had from round 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and final of those of the World Cup, those 4 games, we finished 1-0. So the results, it's that because defensively we did a very good job also.
What do you make of the current then crop of young Spanish players now, this young Spanish team? And do you give them much of a chance going into the Euros?
It's difficult when you are in a transition period of the one that Spain has right now, that you can win the title. You never know. They are not the favorites, and I think that everyone knows that. But for sure they have a chance. They have to work very, very hard, play together as a team. And it's true that, in my opinion, France is the big favorite. England is there, maybe a little bit underneath France, but I think that you can compete for sure. And then the rest are below. I mean, Germany, Italy, and Spain, I think that they are in process now of transitioning. So let's see. I mean, in a competition like this that it's very short, everyone has a chance, really.
What do you think England's weakness is, if we have one?
The fact that it's a long period without winning anything. I think that's important, because when you are in a winning momentum, even if you won, 4 years ago or 6 years ago, you feel that you can win it again. But England, I think that the last big trophy was 96, maybe, with the Euro.
No, in 66, the only one.
No, but Euro.
No, we lost the Euros.
The 96 Euro.
Yeah,
so it's just 66.
Semi-finals, it's Germany on pens.
Because we lost against you, and I thought...
I think you knew that, didn't
no,
you?
No.
We beat Spain in 96.
No.
Yeah.
I remember that you beat us, and I thought that you won. I don't know why. So the only one is 66. Yeah. So I think this is a big, massive weight that you have, and because there is a lot of pressure, and I assume that the country wants really England to win. And sometimes this can play in favor, but also it can play negative if the team, they feel really the pressure. And you had that opportunity that you lost in the final. I think it was 2016. It was.
No, Italy was the last Euros we lost on penalties.
Yeah, 2000. Which year was that one?
2020.
It was 2020.
20, yeah, because it was a year late because of
so,
COVID.
I mean, that was a big opportunity that you missed. But I think that now you are in the moment of really trying to win it. But the fact that you didn't win for so long, I think that maybe can play a little bit negative in a way of putting pressure to the team.
Quick one as well. You, again, played Busquets in front of you, one of the greatest midfield players holding. Rodri, we're saying the same thing about Rodri, who's been fantastic for Manchester City. How good can he be, and can he get to the same levels as Busquets?
Well, Busquets has been incredible, but it's true that Rodri, his last few seasons has been just amazing. The final of the Champions League last year, scoring the goal, and also the seasons that he's doing. I think that City was losing until he started playing again. This means a lot. In this kind of the tactics that Pep propose, always that role of that midfielder is very important for the team, and he really is the player that makes the team really plays and move from one side to the other. When he's not there, the team really misses him, and it happened the same with Busquets when he wasn't around playing with us.
We've got to go for a very, very quick news update, but we're going to keep you obviously on the other side of that. I'm just curious, your World Cup winning medal, your shirts, your European Championship shirts, etc. Do you keep all that?
Yeah, I keep all of that.
You keep it, okay? Because most English players, whenever I ask them about their medals, they say it's in a box in the loft in their mum's house.
Oh yeah, well, I do the same.
Don't tell me that.
I know that you have to put it in the wall. No.
You haven't got a snooker room?
Has he got enough space to all them trophies that he's won? The space?
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Are they not on display anywhere in like the Barca Museum?
No, really. I think that trophies at the end of the day are metal, and what really is important is the experience that you had, the friends that you left in and off the pitch. It's true. I mean, I won a lot, and I was very lucky to be in a generation of players in Barcelona and also in the national team that we won a lot, but it's not really what really cares, at least for me.
Okay. Wow. That World Cup winner's medal, my goodness. When was the last time you looked at the medal?
Yeah, if you want to have a look, you say what you said.
Oh, you haven't got it with you, have you?
No.
When was the last time you looked at it? You took it out?
2010.
No, it wasn't. Really?
But I didn't watch the game again. I mean, I'm a guy that I try to live the present, and
wow. Bentley still looks at his November Player of the Month award.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.